Well. Peace, everyone. What it do? Yeah, it's your brother, man, from the motherland, coming to you guys live. For those that don't know who I am Honorable Minister Junes for the Bantus, by blood, not by converge. You know I'm out here to splurge with the what? With the word. Want to give all praise and glory to the Father, for his name is Sunini, not Nini, for he is worth. I'm about to say, welcome to be praised, worthy to be praised. I want to say thank you for another December. Thank you for another day. Thank you for another opportunity. Thank you for another chance to redeem myself, to seek our redemption, to be a part of this redemption, this awakening. You know, everything that goes on, all of this would not be possible if it wasn't for you, right? And today's gonna be a good one, man. We're gonna have a good December. I hope everybody's having a preserved December. And get ready, man. We're gonna have a good one, man. Pardon the glasses. You know, putting on new things, trying on new things as far as getting. Oh, thank you, sis. As far as, you know, getting the priorities, excuse me, in order. And yeah, man, we're gonna have a good one, man. I know you guys see the title. The title is self-explanatory, right? We as people really need to really need to be aware of what's going on. Be aware of a rise of a nation and a fall of another. That trying to play both sides is never good. And everybody knows that on this Repent or Die podcast, the objective is to restore order. The judgment. And speaking of judgment, shout out to I want to say shout out. Be prepared for this new series that's going to be coming out titled Judgment Day is on its way. Titled Judgment Day is on its way. And guess who the judge is going to be? But that's neither here nor there. Like I said, we're going to have a great summer. We're going to have a beautiful build. I hope brothers and sisters, you know, take heed to what I'm bringing forth, understand the circumstances. But without further ado, let's jump right in. You know, I started off late. My apologies. So we're going to jump right in, guys. Let's jump right in. Let's jump right in, guys. Hold on. Let me make sure the background and everything is up to par. It's up to par. You can leave it black. We're going to leave it black. What the heck? So let's start off with this title. Let's start off. Okay? For December conversation, it's titled, Time We Humble Ourselves. The book of Sirach says what? Humble thyself greatly, for the vengeance of the ungodly is fire and worms. I want us as a nation of people, I want us as just regular individuals, whether you in a religion, whether you are just a spiritual person, this right here, this right here, it's a very powerful, I repeat, a very powerful precept that a lot of us overlook. We forgot the importance of being humble in life in general. Not just in this awakening, not in just this truth, not in just this religion, in general. It's important that we as people humble ourselves. Humble thyself greatly, for the vengeance of the ungodly is fire and worms. And guess what, people? We have not been humbled. We have not been humbled. In fact, we went the opposite direction. We became proud. We began to operate in such a pride look, where the Father stated out his own mouth that he hates a prideful look. You can find that in Proverbs. But our stance is of pride and not humbleness. And this fire and this worm is taking over us. Let me show you how we're not being humble. Look at our sisters. Our sisters are risking their lives. Risking their lives, risking themselves being taken away from their children, just so they can have the opportunity to experience receiving negative attention because of them getting their body done. BBL is not somebody that's being humbled. See, someone that's humble is just grateful for being alive, grateful for being able to walk, grateful for being able to talk, grateful for being able to receive food, to receive unconditional love. The little things is what the Father is trying to install in us. I'm about to show you something. It's the little things. Let me find this for you. It's right here. Hold on. Oh no, it's not this one. It's right here. What does this say? What does this Deuteronomy chapter 8 verse 2 says? It says, and thou shalt remember all the ways which your father led thee 40 years in the wilderness to humble thee. The 40 years walking around was to humble us, people. Was to humble us. To humble us. Because when we even seeing all the glory, seeing all the work that he's put in, we got records to show that this Red Sea story was not true. But that voyage from Egypt down to Sub-Sahara, that journey was a 40-year journey because of individuals who refused to humble themselves, who was mad at Moses because Moses was in that position, who was mad at Moses because Moses married a girl that they wish they could have, who's in that position because we was hungry and we wasn't able to eat the foods that we was eating in Egypt. The Father had to humble us. 40 years. I'm not even 40 years old. Can you imagine 40 years just to humble you? Because what? And to prove thee to know what is in thy heart. You know how powerful this precept is right here? to put in 40 years and to stay consistent, to stay committed, guess what? We wasn't committed. We wasn't committed. We wasn't loyal to the soil. We wasn't loyal to the Father through all that he have done for us. We wasn't loyal. A piece of us wanted to have Egypt again. And when he realized that, he said to Moses, not only he told Moses, you ain't gonna see the land, so they say, but these people, these stiff-necked people, oh, they can't receive the land that Abram, the land that was given unto Abram, they can't receive that. And I'm gonna show you how that scenery, that timestamp correlates with today. The Father told Moses, nah, these individuals, nah, they've been too Egyptified, too genetically modified Egyptians. They want to be that so much. That energy, that lifestyle, that culture can't come in to my land. Hence, what you guys are witnessing today in 2023. How you guys thinking, you got it in your mind, in some weird shape, some weird belief, you got it in your mind that you will make it into the Holy Land. Whether you think it is Israel, whether you think it is the Middle East, whether you think it is Africa, you have the belief that you're going to be accepted in the Holy Land with your characteristics that you have right now. Let me break the news to you. No. Bang the gavel on these heathens. No. Objection, Your Honor. Objection, Hebrew Israelites. Objecting Christianity. Objection, Muslims. Object anybody that has their own belief outside of what the Father says. Objection. This is how today's society in 2023, you have individuals who honestly believe that the way that they are, that if that time should come when the New Jerusalem and all that should appear, we would be accepted. Absolutely not. Because a lot of us, including myself, have a lot of detoxification to do. Our big brother said, we are the generation of adulterers and adulteress. You know how severe, how deeply rooted in the sin of Babylon you have to be called the generation of adulterers and adulteress? I don't think you guys know what's going on. How the Father made man, made his own children walk 40 years just so they can die off and allow the children to walk in. And that's the same thing that's going to happen now. See, the Father's making all the men do all the labor, put in all the work so his children could walk in. His children, the children that has not been defiled, the children that have not been contaminated, the children that has not lost their way, the children that knows his name, the children that's calling on that name, the children that's obedient unto him, the children that's operating in a high level of fear. Those are the individuals that will make it, that will see the New Jerusalem when it appears. The New Jerusalem will come down from the skies. Don't listen to this narrative that when you die, everybody's going to heaven. And I'm going to have a lesson for that. Dude, is there a heaven for the thugs? Oh yeah, you know, we're going to have these conversations. These are the purpose of these conversations. These are the purpose for these conversations. And thou shalt remember all the ways which the Father which the Father led thee these 40 years in the wilderness to humble thee and to prove thee, to know what was in thy hearts, whether thou wouldest keep his commandments or not. Now ask yourself, us in 2023 in Babylon, you think we are prepared to do 40 years? Can you even do 40 minutes? 40 hours? We could do 40 hours for our work, but can you do 40 hours in complete obedience to the Father? Huh? Can you? Can you honestly look yourself in the mirror and say, I'm going to give 40 hours to the Father? Because he's going to know your heart, whether thou would keep it or not. Are we really keeping the commandments like we say we are? Are we really doing what the Father said to do? Do we even know exactly what the Father wants us to do? Because the things that I'm hearing that goes on in Africa, compared to what goes on into the Bible, it's a lot of contradiction. And knowing that the Holy Land is in Africa, it's only right that we retrieve the information. I repeat, we retrieve information from those that's in Africa. We know that the word was tampered with. We know a lot of things was interjection. We know these things. And if we know these things, it's time for brothers and sisters to humble ourselves. We really need to humble ourselves. Everybody, me included. I need to humble myself. Matter of fact, look, I'm so humble, I'm taking off the glasses. I'll take off the jewelry. That's how serious this humbleness is. Because the vengeance of the ungodly is fire. It's fire. It's fire and worms. I'm starting to see this is why Europeans have us dressing in suits and ties. And when you look up the Bantu attire, you'll realize that we don't dress a certain manner. We don't put on certain outfits. Like the big bro said the last time we had a December conversation. I mean the last time we had class. How wood and silk and all of these things aren't supposed to mix. And when you mix it, how these things will kill your frequency in your own body. And now I don't want to sound like I'm far-fetching, but just maybe these individuals like putting holes, like you see, like you get button-ups and stuff like that. They like putting holes because those are the holes for the worms to enter and exit out of your body. The maggots. Could it possibly be? When you look at a tie, when you look at a button-up shirt, and when you see the American culture, the European ways of dressing compared to the African ways of dressing, Africans put on a long garment, no holes, no nothing. Put on pants. The pants doesn't have the what they call that, uh the gene button. It doesn't have that. Some of these individuals is just a tie. You tie it around your waist. And like I said, I don't want to sound like I'm far-fetching. But maybe, just maybe, that can be a possibility. Just like maybe, and I wouldn't want to say maybe, just like we know that cremation was something that was done primarily by Europeans. It was in their culture to do that. Because they know, and I repeat, they know that there's no redemption for them. There's no second chance. There's not. These individuals know. That's why when you see movies, like when you see stuff like movies of the movie Troy, and how when Brad Pitt died, they bury him, they cover his eyes with coins of their fathers, and they was burned. Because, like the elder says, that word born again, it was an interjection. It's really meant to say born from above, born from the Father, being one with that DNA that was passed down from the Father to Adam, from Adam to Noah, Enoch, the list goes on, to Abram, Isaac, Jacob, and his children. And I'm starting to believe that these 12 tribes charts, I'm still doing my homework. Don't quote me on this, but I'm starting to believe that that was another interjection by these heathens. Because our big brother said, what? A nation that's divided can't stand. We got brothers and sisters that's divided right now based on doctrinal belief, based on Hebraic belief, based on tribal belief. And I'm the first one to tell you, like the wife's even seen it. She said to me the other day, oh, it was this morning actually. She said, I see that you took the tribe of Levi tags off your car. I said, yeah, I had to. Because we don't know who we are. Because the whole northern tribe was already on the west coast of Africa. And when we went from south into the north, and we was met with force by Esau and his children. Oh yeah. Oh, read the book of Obadiah. You guys are so naive. You guys are thinking that the book of Obadiah, because you heard the word eagle, takes place in America. Type in eagle in Africa. You'll see how many eagles are in Africa. In fact, you'll see how many eagles is a representation of their land. Yes, eagles in Africa. Look it up. That we was met with force through Esau. Some got away. Yes. Esau, like Psalms 83. Psalms 83. Esau has a hand in your demise. Esau still got their foot on your necks in your holy land. You got to get out this notation, this foolish European lies that they're feeding you. There's a new lie that's coming out. There's a new lie that's coming out. I have a brother, his name is Seed of Israel. I'm telling you, this religion is destroying our people. This man is giving out false accusations and proclaiming that Esau is the Arab people. Look how far these people will go to fit themselves in our story. Look how far these people will go to show the world that they related to us in some way, shape, or form. There's no relationship between us, people. And we need to know that. There is no relationship between us, people. And we need to know that. Esau is not Caucasian. Ishmael is not an Arab. Chinese is not Moab. Whoever fed you that doctrine is a liar. And 9 out of 10 times, you're getting that doctrine from the liars themselves. Like John chapter 8, verse 44 said. And the lust of your father you will do. For he was a liar and a murderer from the beginning, out the gate. So when I see you guys come out with these type of informations, it's like, yo, fam, stop. Stop creating new narratives to make people like myself, the scholars, the teachers, the people that's learning and edifying, stop making our job harder. Because the Father's awakening to bring us back unto him is as easy as day. It's clear as day. It's you guys that's making it hard. Wait until I come on. Wait until I bring forth. Oh, you used to be subscribed to this channel? Wow. Yeah. You make our job so hard. You make individuals like myself jobs so hard because I gotta now go out my way, go out my Father's path to bring forth information to prove what you're bringing forth is foolishness. And if individuals like yourself, like the sis said, she used to follow him. So just imagine somebody like that who has a high influence on the Bantu people. It's bad enough he's calling himself the seed of Israel. The seed. He's calling you the seed of Isis, Ra, and El. He's calling himself the seed. Some of these people, you don't even know who they are. Some of these people that's claiming to be Israelites, let me break it down to you. Some of you guys are from the seed of Esau. Some of you got the seed of Cain in you. There was a lot of bedwenching and molesting and raping that took on black people by the hands of these Europeans. So a lot of you brothers' blood is tampered with, and I'm saying this in all humbleness. And I know I'm going off topic and all that, but I just gotta let these things be known. That these are the things, this is the direction that we're heading in, because we have become too prideful. We have become too high-minded. We have yet to humble ourselves. We are not humble at all. I don't understand how there's so much commandment, Bible reading individuals, and we have yet reached the surface of getting to the next phase of this awakening. We have yet, and we're wondering what's taking so long. We're believing these precepts of the Father chastised those he loved. No, the Father chastised those he loved who's not keeping the laws. When you keeping the laws and you know better, you're supposed to do better. The chastising are for those that's straying away from keeping the laws. Those that's knocking on the door from becoming a reprobate. These are the individuals. You understand me? You understand? We have to understand the times that we are in, people. The state of humbleness is at an all-time high. The state for us to be in humbleness is at an all-time high. But yet, applying that to our characteristics is at an all-time low. Being humbled? What? You should see this morning what went on right in front of my house. A sister from morning to afternoon arguing with next door neighbors about moving their cars, making a scene, honking the horn, yelling, cursing, saying, yeah, whatever, I wish you would. Where's the humbleness? And this is a female. And then when I come to see what's going on, this is a female doing this with a guy. Where's the humbleness? I want to show you guys something, because I don't want this to just be just this. You know what I'm saying? I want to show you something. Whose world is this? Whose world is this? For great is the Father, and greatly to be praised. He also is to be feared above all gods. For all gods all of the gods of the people are idols, but the Father made the heavens. I know you guys seen this in Psalms 96. I know. That's why I wanted to take it out from Chronicles. I wanted to take it out from Chronicles because I wanted you guys to understand something. That the world was given unto the hands of the wicked for a season. But the world was created by this man that's sitting right behind me. Sunini is his name. Sunini Nanini. Some of you guys don't even know what Sunini and the Nanini is. See, Sunini, that's the father. Na, that's the mama. They are one. Oh, we getting this information, people. Like I said, we getting this information from people from the land. We're not getting this information from these heathens. Because your story, your story can only be told by narrators, by directors, by publishers that looks like you, that talks like you, that walk like you, that suffered like you. You would never, ever receive this truth from the very same people that put shackles on your neck, from the very same people that didn't see nothing wrong with taking your child and selling them to a whole nother state for a bottle of wine. You can't make this stuff up. Yes, I said it, a bottle of wine. You can't expect the people that took little boys and turned them into harlots are now the people that's going to provide you with truth. Can't make this stuff up. See, before they was able to allow things to be published, allow books to be written, allow books to be read, allow Bibles to be taken home, they had to make sure that they had fully completed what they was intended to do. They had to make sure that their system was, without a shadow of a doubt, fully established, foundation down to the floor. So if any moment a nigger will wake up and want to be a Nat Turner, or want to do anything, or want to wake up one day and start preaching this gospel, start preaching this truth. Excuse me, we don't say God spells over here. They start bringing forth this truth to people, that the system will be so strong that even if it would take even the wind from the waves couldn't move this infrastructure. That's what they made sure that they've done before books was being published. The stories of Israel in 1948 and all of that, the ISIS Raels, all of that took place. When you look carefully, you'll see that a lot of these books came after 1948, came after Vietnam, came after we as people has been so far detached from our culture. When they see that, that's when they bring forth the 1948. When they seen that, that's when they brought forth all of these councils, all these meetings, all of these things to destroy you. Because they knew that their system and how they had these things established, that it may not take one generation, it may not take two, it may not take three. But by the fourth and fifth generation, we'll be so detached from God, from the Father, that when somebody even say the word sunini or hallelujah or anything that's righteous, anybody say the word Moses, you're gonna think it's a boxer or a basketball player before before you even think is somebody from the Bible. Because we have not humbled ourselves no more. We have fell for this great American pride, this American dream. To have this dream, you got to be very prideful. You got to be very hopeful. You got to be very faithful. You got to be very proud. That's the only way you're going to be able to retrieve any level of this beneficialness. You understand me? Do you understand? Let's go back. And thou shalt remember all the ways which the Father led thee 40 years in the wilderness, to humble thee and to prove thee, to know what was in thy hearts, whether thou would keep his commandments or not. Oh, it don't stop there. Even our big brother knew the importance of being humble and meek. What did our big brother say? What did our Savior / big brother say about meek? The word Matthew 18 verse 4 says what? Whosoever therefore shall humble himself, humble herself, humble themselves as these little children, the same is great in the kingdom of the Father. So this is to let you know that only humbleness can enter. Humble. Being able to see my little man and being in his face and see how humble he is. How he just don't care about nothing. How all he wants is food. Give him his food. Give him his time. Give him his bed. He not worrying about what outfit he's putting on. When his mother get him dressed, he's not caring if it looks good. He's not worrying to make sure that he got this chain on. He's not worrying about if his body is nice. Not worrying about none of these things. Because he's in a state of purity. He's in a state of humbleness. He has not been tampered with. The tampering comes with education. The tampering comes with your affiliation. Who you exalt yourself around. Who you associate yourself with. That's when the tampering comes in. I know that the Father word is true. Because I was driving, minding my business when I seen this very precept. Because I had to realize, and I had to check myself. See, the Father said, let me give you the testimony. The Father, I'm in the car, I'm by myself, I'm in my zone, I'm sitting by the park. The Father said, yo, open this book. I opened the book. I was looking for the precept where everybody says that God loves the sinner. And I was going to show the precept in Ecclesiasticus. I don't know if it's chapter 12, but I'm going to find it. But I say all of that to say this, that when I opened that book, the Father said, go read. He led me to chapter 7, and he told me, read. I began to read, and then I fell on this thing right here. It says, humble thyself greatly, for the vengeance of the ungodly is fire and worms. And I had to look myself, as a man, I had to look myself in the mirror and say, well, I'll be damned. Because I have not been that humble. I have not. I have not been humble in my personal life. I have not been humble in this awakening, in this truth. I'm not giving an ear to nobody. Whether and in some sense you don't, but you should, because in every opportunity, in every conversation, like the word says, season yourself, season your conversations, because in any conversation, no matter what it is, it can lead to a seed that's being planted and bring that brother back to the Father, bring that sister back to the Father. And to be honest, upon a time, I was just not feeling that. I felt like it was a full-fledged attack on the Bantus. It was a full-fledged attack on this awakening, on this truth. I don't want to call it doctrine, because this is not a doctrine. We don't subscribe to doctrine. We prescribe and subscribe to the word, to the truth. But he gave us the eyes to see now and the ears to hear. And when it came to this, I really didn't care. I didn't care what these Hebrews had to say. I'm bashing them. I'm hitting them with information. I say, I eat that. That was me. And then when I read the word and I look at Moses, and I see how Moses, who was too scared to even who was scared to even go in front of the Pharaoh because he had a stuttering problem, couldn't speak. When I see how David, with all his rule, with all his power, he was still running from Saul and hiding in caves. When I see our big brother, and how even through his trials and tribulations, and he told Pontius Pilate, he said, man, I could have 10,000 angels right now, bring wrath right now if I wanted to. You don't have no power over this. That's humble. I had to sit there and look at myself and say, well, am I actually on this type of time? Are we actually on this type of time? See, I don't know what brothers and sisters do after this live comes off. I don't know what you do in your personal life. I don't know. And I'm not going to say I don't care, because me giving you all this information, hold on. Me giving you all this information is to better you. It's to better your walk. It's to better your communication with your family. It's to better you. Just like today's lesson, it's to better you. Today was a reality check for all of us. This is the conversation that we're having. Today was a reality check for all of us. Reality check is needed. Judge thyself, so thou shalt not be judged. Judge yourself, so I don't have to put the bring the gallon out on these heathens. If you don't want this, then judge yourself. I don't want this. So let me judge myself. Let me correct myself. Let me humble myself. Let me humble myself. Because the word said, what did the word say? What did the word say? The word said, blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. What's the earth? The earth is Africa. Before Africa was called Africa, it was called earth. Only the meek shall inherit the earth. You know why we still in America? Because we haven't gotten over the fact that we not meek yet. We have not come to the realization that we're not humble enough. We have not. We have become too pride, too hard-headed, stiff-necked, against all odds. I was like that. I was like that when I was in these organizations, and I was like that after I got the name of Sunini. And the father was pissed off. And the father said, read Ecclesiasticus or the book of Sirach, chapter 7, and read it. And I just started reading. And I just started reading and reading and reading. And to the sister, listen, to the black girl glow, black girl magic, listen. I'm going to do the Proverbs. I'm going to do the Proverbs. And in fact, I'm also going to do the Ecclesiasticus. Because this Ecclesiasticus got too much powerful. Like I said, that's steroids. That's Proverbs on steroids. And reading just chapter 7, I had Bible studies for the first time in a long time yesterday, which was amazing, by the way. And I had to sit down with the Wiz and say, listen, the things that we said that we was going to do, we're not doing it. And we are allowing the devil to creep his way into our house, creep his way into our homes, to be around our loved ones. We are allowing this. We have to put that to an end. We need to start humbling ourselves. I need to humble myself as a leader, as a father, as a husband, as a son, as a friend, as a comrade. I must humble myself. I must humble myself. Because I haven't gotten to the level of Job. We have not gotten to the level of Job. We have not gotten into the level of moving mountains. We have not gotten into the level of healing our people. We have not gotten into the level of freedom, getting off this land. We have not gotten there. But yet we operate in a sense of pride. We operate like our sugar honey iced tea don't stink. We operate like my wisdom and my knowledge is more superior than yours. We, slaves, niggers, are operating like we want something. We operating like we've gained something. Just because you was able to swipe your Metro card on a train or a bus to then take your library card to swipe so you can get a book doesn't mean we made it. We're still behind. And what's keeping us in this behindness is the fact that we refuse to be humble. And that the worms in the fire has overtaken the Bantu. Hell has enlarged itself. Hell was never made for you. But you have accepted the contract of Lucifer and his children. You're sleeping with his children. You're giving your children off. You're giving your children off unto his children. You're sacrificing yourself, your career, everything unto Moloch. You believe that because you are a Christian and God knows your heart, you don't have to answer to no man. Whosoever therefore shall humble himself as little children, the same is greatest in the kingdom of the Father. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. This is what our big brother said. And I'm going to give you plenty other precepts. But that's not what I want you to understand. That's not what I want you to understand. That's not what I want you to feel. That's not what I want you to be aware of. I want you to know that the reason why you still the tail and not the head, the reason why there's no Exodus, the reason why there's no ships of Tarshish that's taking his children, the reason why is because we have yet to humble thyself. And we have been sacrificing our children unto Moloch. You participate in religion, you sacrificing your children unto Moloch. You calling on these fallen gods like this. Let's go up. Hold on. Let's go up. For great is the Father. I forgot to X this off and correct it. All right? For great is the Father, and greatly to be praised. He is also to be feared. We don't fear the Father no more. We don't fear him because we don't have that connection. We have that connection, but you have been taught to disregard it. You have been taught to be distracted behind stuff like this. You have been taught to put your focus on money. You have been taught to even believe that God doesn't exist. Even the devil knows that the Father exists. The devil himself, let me pull this up for you. The devil himself, I don't know exactly which precept. I know it's right here. Hold on, let me pull this up. Where's that? Ooh. When I find it, or if you guys find it, can you guys put that joint in the why I can't find this joint? I know it's in Corinthians, bro. Let me see if it's this. There we go. There we go. Book of James, chapter 2, verse 19. I know I wasn't tweaking. Right? Let me share my screen for y'all. Share my screen. I know I be doing a lot, guys. I know. Why is not sharing my screen? What's going on, guys? Oh, speaking of meek, while we here, let me get this out the way. Hold on, let me get this out the way. Now, for those that want to be hard-headed, meek and humble are synonymous with each other. Okay? I'm going to show you. Enduring injury with patience and without resentment. You see this? Resentment. You can't have, you see this word right here? You can't have resentment if you want to have this kingdom. You can't have resentment. You can't have bitterness towards your friends, anger because how your life turned out. Because you didn't get an opportunity to drive the Lambo. And you didn't get an opportunity to get the big old house. You've been living in the projects your whole life. You live to die. You can't live without, you can't have resentment. You gotta have patience. If anybody don't have patience, that person he can't have the kingdom. Because to deal with people alone, you need patience. So when you hear somebody that says, well, I don't got patience, I don't got no time for nobody, just know that person, even if it's you, you're basically saying that you're unfit, unqualified to inherit the earth. Because the Father had patience with us every day. Can you imagine somebody having patience with billions of people? Some of them not even worth being alive and yet provides patience? If you suffer patience, if you lack patience, you need to check that. Because you will not inherit the earth. You will not inherit the earth, for in the inheritance of the earth is for the meek. The meek shall inherit the earth. It's not for you. You don't have the level of patience. A lot of us as black people, we have a lot of resentments. We have a lot of resentments towards our friends, our family, our loved ones, our relationships, our teachers, our schools, the system. We got a lot of resentments. We even got resentments towards God. because God took away your family, because God took away your legs and you can't walk no more because the Father did this to you. Now you got a whole lot of resentment. When my father passed away, I'm going to give you a testimony of me. I was 8 years old. My father passed away. I had resentment for the Father. He came to me in my sleep. I was like floating in it's like I was floating in the stars. And he spoke to me. He says, yo, I got you. He said, you don't got to be mad. And I don't remember the in-depth the conversation because I was only 8 years old. That was years ago. And he told me he had me. And I came to the realization that the death of my father wasn't because of my father, but of my father. See, the death of my fleshly father on this earth, my earth father, my father was living a sinful life. You reap what you sow. My father was living a sinful life, and because of that, he died. When you read the book, matter of fact, I'm going to pull it up because I want you guys to see how beautiful the book of Sirach is. Right? Let me show you something. King James with the Apocrypha. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you how beautiful. I'm going to show you how beautiful this book of Sirach is, man. Look. This precept right here is what happened to my father. This precept right here. Let me show you. Let me show you. This precept right here. It says, bind not one sin upon another, for in one thou shalt not be unpunished. This is what happened to my father. Facts. This right here too. This right here. This is what happened to my father. This right here too. Neither not thyself amongst the multitude of sinners. Number not thyself amongst the multitude of sinners. But remember that the wrath will not tarry long. My father kept himself around sinners. My father was partying, living his best life, dealing with numerous of women. You reap what you sow. See, when I read these things, I read these things. I don't read for a story. I can, and this is what I'm working on. If you guys follow me on Instagram, a lot of things that I'm putting up now, I'm putting up foolishness that you see going on today, and then I'm giving you the scriptures to show you that this book is a living book. That this book is a powerful book. Where's that? That this book right here, it's an all living book. It's a powerful book. This is not a book of the dead. Let me say that again. This is not the book of the dead. So people that are dead can't read this. Your Rothschilds can't read this. Your Jay-Z's, your Beyoncé's, they can't read this. Your Creflo Take Your Dollars, your TD Snakes, those that sold out, they can't read that because they gave their soul up. They already dead. This is a book of the living. Psalms 147 verse 19. You know I always got to go there for you guys. You know I always got to go there with you guys. He showed his word unto Jacob. I thought his name was changed. I thought his name was changed into Israel. But that's another topic. his statutes and his judgment unto Jacob. Because Genesis said that Jacob will be no more. So if Jacob should be no more, then this is supposed to say he showed his word unto Israel, his statutes and judgment unto the Israelites. But you know that was an interjection. So when they realized that, damn, we missed this one. So let's correct it right here. You see that? This is what they do. But he had not dealt so with any nation. That means he has not dealt with no Chinese. He not dealt with no Mexicans. He ain't dealt so with no Puerto Rican. Like I said, I'm not sticking to this 12 tribes chart. Until we get to the bottom of it, I'm not sticking to that 12 tribes chart. Because I know a lot of Hispanic people who can pass for Europeans. I know a lot of Hispanic people who secretly hide that they're Hispanic and justify that they're Caucasians, lie and put that on their job description, application, whatever you want to call it. I know for a fact. And when I look at these individuals and I see their characteristics, and when I say characteristics, I'm talking about the characteristics and the envy and the hate that they have for black and brown people. Now, am I saying all Hispanics are all racist? Absolutely not. But the mass majority of them are. You know why the mass majority of them are? Because the mass majority of them are the offsprings of Christopher Columbus. Yes, of Christopher Columbus and his minions. Christopher Columbus came to all the areas on this world when he was doing his espionage. Never left without a minimum of 1,000 men. Now just imagine these 1,000 Hebrew-speaking people coming into the land, setting up shop, terrorizing, leaving. Remember, these people was there for a long period of time. Some of these people would purposely go there. I don't want to sound mean, but I gotta say, will purposely go there, rape women, and stick around and make sure that these women have these children before they departed. Some of them had children and made these children rulers of those lands, of those areas. Hence what you see going on today. The people that you see are in a position of power are not from the seed of Akobi. They were not Bantu 100%. All individuals in any position of power are compromised seeds. I said it. Compromised seeds. Where they got traces of their compromise, dealing with the enemy, dealing with Esau. But a full-fledged Bantu. No, even when Nelson Mandela became president, he became president because he was a mixture. He had Japheth and he had Shem. I'm talking about a full-fledged Shem. I'm talking about a full-fledged Akobi. I'm talking about a full-fledged child of Akobi. They won't give those positions. You know why? Because the Father could talk to them. And if they do, let's just say it was a possibility outside of being entertainers. I'm talking about selling your soul. I'm talking about in a position of power, sitting at the UN seat. Those brothers, let's just say that they are some way, shape, or Bantu from the stock of Akobi. Let's just say they won't be there without a high level of compromisation. Oh, you got to sell your soul. Oh, they need to have something over you just in case the Father try to wake you up. You don't want to come to the Grammys no more? You don't want to do this? You don't want to do that? You remember in 2019 you went to this crazy party and you don't remember what happened to you? Yo, William, pop the tape in and show him what happened to him. And you'll watch a man that you thought was the biggest gangster, the realest killer, being backbroken by old Europeans. Oh, I got the information. You guys thinking what I'm bringing forth is cap. I got the information. I got the information on Drake too. Oh yeah. Go on my YouTube. Go on my TikTok. Oh, it's up there. He exposed himself. I'm not even going to tell you what it was. But you go ahead and go see. Just know that what I'm saying is true. But he showed his word unto Jacob. He ain't never give his word unto nobody. He gave his word. You understand me? He gave his word unto you. You know why? You know why the Bible seems so far-fetched? It seems so far real. It's because the people that's teaching it to you is dead people. Dead can't correlate with the living, just like living can't correlate with the dead, where you're going to love one or hate the other. You can't serve two. You can't serve two people. You have to realize that. You have to come to that realization that you can't serve two people. Hold on. Pull this precept out. Is it this one? Pull this precept out. We did this. Look what it says. What does it say? 1 Peter 5 verse 6. Humble yourself, therefore, under the mighty hands of the Father, that he may exalt you in due time. Humble yourself. You don't gotta prove nothing to nobody. Even myself, I don't gotta prove nothing to nobody. I don't have to be in a state of compliance. I don't have to comply to evilness. All I gotta do, all you gotta do, all we have to do is humble ourselves and play the course. Play the course. Finish the story. The book has already been written. Finish the story. Get your own chapter in the book of the Father's living book. Get your chapter in there. Get your chapter like how Abram got a chapter. Get your chapter like how Jacob got a chapter. Moses, Enoch. Get your chapter. Get your chapter. Because he's gonna exalt us in due time. When time seems hard, when things seem so far-fetched, when things seem like it can't get any worse and it's gotten worse, when it seems like things are bad, humble yourself. The problem is not going away because we are not being humble. Humble yourself. Look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, am I really humble? Am I humble enough that remember, listen, I'm going to tell you, this is why the Father, and this is why not only the Father stressed humbleness, but even for myself, I'm stressing this humbleness, stressing the fact that we got to be humble. We got to remain humble. Because in the day of judgment, you ain't going to have no opportunity to speak. You're going to have to stand before the Father in humbleness. You can't even afford to show a level of resentment because you've seen what that do. You see what that do. You see that humble in that self is the most important thing of our lives. Humble. The majority of people that get killed is because they wasn't humble. Because when you don't have humble, when there's no humble in you, there's no patience. There's no love. There's no understanding. There's no sunini, nanini. Yes. Let's continue. This is Isaiah chapter 6, verse 1. It says, the Spirit of the Father is upon me, because the Father has anointed me to preach good tidings unto the who? The Repent or Die podcast is not for the wicked. The Repent or Die podcast is not for the impatient. It's not for the immoral. My purpose and everything that I do is for the meek. It's for you. It's for the Bantu princess. It's for the lioness. It's for every single person that tunes in and watches and say to me, yo, great lesson, bro. That was needed. I needed that. I was fighting this spirit for so long, and I didn't even know it was a spirit until I came upon your page and watched your videos. He put that upon me. Once upon a time, I was a well-renowned drug dealer. I was good at it. I liked it. I like playing the streets, wanting to be a gangster. I liked it. I'm not going to lie. The thrill of it is awesome. The consequences behind it is terrible. Not gonna lie. Seeing my man's mother watching her bury her son, seeing my man's coming out of jail, those are the things that I don't like. But death is the number one thing I despise. And when I ask myself, why am I going through these things? And why am I still alive to endure all of these things? It's because I was humble. See, when I was in the streets, I knew how to box, I knew how to do this, I knew how to do that, but I never looked forward to fighting and hurting nobody. If it came my way, I embrace it. I never run from it. But I never went out my way to showcase my strength, even though I knew that I had the strength, knowing that I had the power. I never flexed that muscle. Never. And that was just me being meek in the streets. This is just being meek in general. Was never a bully. Always catered to people. Of course the Father's gonna use me to go ahead and go talk to the other meeks. I'm finding you. I'm looking for you, Meeky. Meek Mills, or the meek, and I'm not talking about the rapper, I'm talking about the meek by the mills. Listen to the metaphorical talk. The Meek Mills, the meek by the millions, I'm looking for you. Because this Father's word needs to come your way. Because this truth needs to come your way. Let me show you something. Hold on. Let me show you something. Hold on. My bad. Let me show you something. All right. So you guys can see better. Let me show you something. And forgot what I was about to show you. Damn, how did that slip my mind so fast? Damn. It slipped my mind, guys. I wanted to show you something. I wanted to show you something. It slipped my mind. I'm sorry. But the meek, man. The meek shall inherit the kingdom. Only us. But you got to be in a state of meekness. You got to be patient. You got to be long-suffering according to the Father. You don't got to long-suffer to the Gentiles. You gotta be long suffering to yourself, long suffering to your neighbors, your loved ones, your mothers, your fathers, your brothers, your sisters. I'm talking about the Bantu. I'm talking about the Bantu, guys. Let's continue. I forgot what I had to say, guys. So I don't remember, but that's neither here nor there. I wanted to show you guys a precept somewhere. I wanted to show you guys a precept. So forgive me. But yeah, this is where we at. Unto the meek. Preach the good tidings unto the meek mills, the meeks by the millions. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted. I'm here for you, brokenhearted. Yeah, you came from a single parent household. Yeah, you came from a drug infested household. Yeah, you came from trouble in blocks. Yeah, you came from being in a gang. Yeah, you came from selling drugs. Yeah. I know. That's why the Father has brought me unto you. That's why the Father is bringing so much Bantus all over the world to everybody. For this truth must be told to the four corners of the earth, then the end shall come. This truth is not Isis Rael. This truth is not JC. This truth is not Islam. This truth is not Hindu. This truth is not none of this. It's no religion. This truth is knowing you are a Bantu, knowing that your holy land has always and will remain in Africa. Let's do this. Let's do this. For you, right? To proclaim liberty to the captives. Who is this precept pertaining to? This is not pertaining to nobody but the children of Akobi, but the children of Sunini, but the children that's in captivity, but the Bantus, but the black and browns, but the ones that's been holding it down for the last merry-go-round. You know what I'm talking about? Okay? The liberty to the captives and to open up the prisons to them that are abound. What prison? This prison complex called America. We opening up the doors. The Father's opening up the borders. These Europeans will be putting gas in those ships. If these people know what's best for them, because from what we've seen in the last few years, even the Europeans know that the clock is ticking. Even the Europeans know that the system that once separated them from the niggers is turned against them. And now have no problem seeing them die. And even them are now starting to say, well, hold on, wait a minute. I see Kyrie, I see Easy. I see these individuals bringing forth this truth. But the information that they're receiving are the mediocre ones. The information that they're receiving, that they're seeing right now, are not the ones that's gonna make them move. The information that's gonna make them move and say, wait, hold on, will be Sunini, Modimo, Mawari. That name, hold on, wait, what name is that? That's what's gonna change. and my train and the train of thought that I lost, I got it back, but it's too far in, and that's what we as people need to remember. They can't stop this awakening. You can't stop this awakening. It's either you get down or you're going to be taken down. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter the rank you are in your organization. You can be the top of the top or you can be the bottom of the bottom. But if you get in the way of, if you get in the way of stopping this truth, if you get in the way of bringing forth this European lie, you will be destroyed. You will be taken out. Whether it's going to be physical or it's going to be spiritual. You see what he said. You see what this says. You see what this says. To be ungodly. Let me break this down for you. Because some of you guys may not understand. To be ungodly is to be disobedient to the word of the Father. Let's kill this commandment talk. This commandment, I'm starting to believe, was an interjection by these Europeans. Because the most important thing that the Father said to do is hearken unto my voice. Hear me. Obey me. Fear me. Respect my messengers. Honor them like you honor me. That's why when the messengers came into Lot's house, he embraced them and honored them like he was honoring the Father. And with that, people, let me pull up this last slide for y'all. Jacob's children is up next. That's what they want you to believe. The children of Jacob. And the only reason why I left Jacob there, for the ignorant ones. For the ones that have a belief that what he's saying it sounds true. It sounds true. But yet I still want to be an Israelite. I still want to be an ISIS-Ra elite. You are the elite of the ISIS-Ra. Of the ISIS and Ra, you have become the elite of that. That's why I tell you, if mama love, like the word said, wisdom is known of her children. If mama love don't dwell in you, you will turn into a sorcerer. Because the people that's teaching you about this book, teaching you about your Father, are dead people. Are dead people. Are dead people. Hold on, let me fix my camera. Make sure it ain't full. Oh, almost fell. Are dead people. But you know, before I leave, I like to read the messages and all that. You know what I'm saying? 5:43, hour 43. It's not bad. It's not bad. Today's a good one. Today was a reality check. Like I tell people all the time. See, December conversations is literally gonna be what it is, which is a conversation. See, we need to talk. Oh, and shout out to the medallion. You see it? Let's see if I can get a little closer to the screen. You see it? You see it? You see it? You see it? But the purpose of December conversation is for us to have a conversation. And for my sisters, you know, the ones that's been tuning in, listen, you got something you want to talk about. If you got precepts you need understanding for, I'm your man. Just let me know. Just know that you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it with no filter. You're not gonna get the ISIS raw elite no more. You're not gonna get that European foundation no more. Everything has to correlate with the Holy Land. Everything has to correlate with the Bantus. The Bible is a black man's book. Okay? The Bible stands for they told you it was basic instructions. We changing that. The Bible stands for black man's instructions before leaving earth. You hear me? The Bible stands for black man's instructions before leaving earth. Let's agree to that. Black man's instruction before leaving earth. We're going to talk about that. Definitely going to. Matter of fact, I'll talk about that on Tuesday. Tuesday, I'm going to come on live and we're going to talk about it. Black man's instructions before leaving earth. I like that. I like that. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Peace, my brother. Thank you for the background, man. I try to give a Semba conversation and type of vibe. To be honest with you, I really was gonna put a court in the background. I was gonna have a whole court, you know, order in the court. But like I said, I'm starting a new series. I might start a new challenge. I'm about to say challenge. You hear me? I might start a new channel. I don't know. But I definitely want to showcase my creativity. Want to showcase my charisma. And a lot of you guys, know that I be funny and I be joking, but not the whole world. Everybody knows me as this straightforward, which I am. But I want to also show you guys the humor side. You know what I'm saying? I want to show you guys the fatherly side. You know, I want to show you guys these things so you guys can see that I'm not these individuals that's just talking. Like, I really live my life according to the word. Like, you know what I'm saying? Do I do foolishness? Of course. You know what I'm saying? But when I find myself falling off task, the Father always bring me back. And if you get that, and if you have that, just know that wisdom, just know that you are her child. Wisdom is known of her children. If you have that, if you having a bad day and you going through whatever you going through, and something in your spirit tells you, man, go open up a book and read. You are his child. You are that chosen. You are the elect. You will be the one that will sit on the throne to judge the world. And be prepared. And a lot of you guys aren't prepared. You aren't prepared because you're not humble. You aren't prepared because you're not humble. Let's see the questions, guys. Yeah, you see, I might do that too. Bantu's instructions before leaving Earth. I could do that too. I like that. I like Bantu's man book. I like that. Hold on, let me see something. Yeah, so if that joint is here, why don't they just, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, man. But it seems like you guys don't got no questions. You sure? Any questions? How do you feel about the importance of us having to be humble? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you feel like this lesson was suited for you? Did it sit well with your spirit? Is this something that you guys have to look into? Because I know this is something I have to look into. I know that this is something that I have to get done. In order for us to get to that next level, in order for us to get into this kingdom, in order for us to get back into the earth, the real earth, into the Holy Land, to claim what's ours, got a lot of cleaning up to do. And the first cleaning up to do is putting that pride aside and becoming humble again. The Canaanites. Now, you're asking the Canaanites as far as the seed of Cain or the children of Japheth? Because what these heathens try to do, they try to hide themselves and they try to interject themselves within the story. So she said who's the Canaanites? Okay, so then let me pull this up. Let me share my screen again. Sorry guys. Share my screen. She asked who's the Canaanites. So let me share my screen. Hold on. Share my screen. Turn this off. So she asked who's the Canaanites. Okay. So let's go to the Bible. Let's go to the Bible. Okay. So we just gonna go straight to Genesis chapter 10. Now, these are the generations of the sons of Noah. We know that Noah only had Shem. Why is this joint keeps falling down? I gotta get crazy glue or something? What the heck? This heavy ass microphone. Now, we all know, this is Genesis chapter 10, verse 1. We all know that Noah only had 2 children. Ham is for those that know, right? So this is Shem, this is Japheth, right? See, what these heathens do is they gave Japheth Ham's children and gave Ham Japheth's children. Okay? This is Japheth's children. You see this? You see Mizmarim, Cush, Put, Canaan. These are all black people. We all know this. See, but what you guys didn't realize is the name change between Ham and Japheth. Ham and Japheth. Right? And these people know that. They know that they changed the name. They know that. How do you become, think about this. How do you become an Ashkenaz? How are you an Ashkenaz? Right? How you an Ashkenaz? But yet you saying that you from the tribe of Judah. How you everything? These people, they claim all of this. They claim all these things. You see Tubal? You see Tubal Cain? You see this? Right? They try to make it Japheth. Try to make it Japheth. The reason why they did that so they can take us off the land. They could take the story out of the land and make it into the Middle East. Because if you are not focusing on the land, then that means that land is free to be taken over. And they know as long as the Father's priceless, precious, particular people is off the land, then they can remain to rule. That's all of them. That's all of them. That's every single power. Every single power that you see sitting at that UN table, their objective is to make sure that the children of Akobi, this is why the children of Akobi here in America stay put and never come back into that land. This is why they spend billions and trillions of dollars to keep you entertained, to keep you in a state of comfortability, to keep you in a mind frame to say, man, I like it here. Man, this is all I know. Man, I'm from Brooklyn. I'm this, I'm that. Listen, I'm talking about me too. I'm from the hood. This man, forget this place. This place is sugar, honey, iced tea. We don't need none of this. Forget New York, forget Cali, forget this place. But this is what they do, right? Right? So, and I'm gonna show you. And for those that know, you know what I'm saying, you should already know, right? So, now you see Ham, right? Ham supposed to be is Cush, Mizmarim, Put, Canaan. Now we know Mizmarim, this is Egypt. We know that this is Egypt, right? So, you know I'm gonna do it for you. Nice and slow like Usher, right? All right, it's not right then. Okay, English to English. Hold on. Okay. Now look. I just want to show you this. I'm gonna show you how you know that the Father. This is the Father's doing, right? You see what they put? You see this? You see this? You see this? My bad, guys. You see this? Mizraim. You see this? You see this? You see this? Don't worry. I'm going to show you. I just want to prove something. So I'm showing you. You see? Botswana. This is African locations too. But the tongue that the Father spoke in Daniel chapter 5 verse 25, the Isi closer. Look how they remove Isi closer. You see this? Are you seeing this, people? Are you witnessing this? I know my ABCs, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, X. Q, R, X. Oh. Nah, I know I wasn't tweaking. Q, R, S, T, U, V. W, X, Y, and Z. You see that, right? So then so you got to type it in. So these heathens. Oh. Oh. Look how they removed it, people. Wow. Matter of fact, let's go to Google Translate. Before I jump the gun and say what I have to say, let's go to Google Translate. Let's go to Google Translate. Okay. Let's see what Egypt is in Giddish. Look. Mizraim. Right? You see it. You guys see it in their language, in Giddish. Let's see what's in the East Coaster. Why is it saying Japheti? Why is it saying Japhet? Why in the language that the Father spoke East Coaster to Abram, Isaac, Jacob, his children, the whole shebang. Our big brother spoke it in Matthew 27, verse 46. Come on now. You seeing it right in front of you. So back to this. Now that you see that this is Japhet, let's see if they can say it. Okay, don't worry. I'll say it.
Japheth.
Japhet? Japhet? Okay. Okay. Let's go back now. Nah. This is who Cain is. Cain is the seed of Japheth. The story that they gave you about Cain was a lie. Right? The Canaan people, they told you that the Canaan people is cursed. How is the Canaan people cursed when Nimrod was ruling, had all the rules and riches of the world, right? Egypt, which is Cain, which is the Japheth's children, they was ruling. How does Abram have a wife with a Canaan? With a Japheth. What's his name? Moses. See, we always dealt with our kind as these heathens. That's flipping the script, changing the story, confusing the minds. Putting Canaan, you got Cain, you got Canaan land, and then you got the seed of Cain. They're doing that intentional to throw you off. It's to throw you off, sis. So this is how you correct. This is. Hold on. Okay, there's power in being humble. It allows wisdom to teach you facts. Lesson was great. Praise the Father. Let me clarify this. The Father only create black and brown people. Let me say that again. The Father only creates black and brown people. Cain is not the Father's creation. Cain is not the Father's creation. I know it sounds far-fetched. I know. Listen, when you've been lied to for so long, sometimes it's best to just, put the book down, go to sleep for a little bit. Right? They are Europeans. Cain, before the flood. Ham, after the flood. Yes. These are Lucifer's children. And is Lucifer's children in black people now? Is Cain, is the seed of Cain in black people now? Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, more than you would think. More than you would like. Absolutely. Yeah. But like I said, but this is why they did that. You see, I get confused. Sometimes we say Cain, then we say Canaanites. Yeah, this is what they've done. They have to create that to throw you off. But through this awakening, through you coming to class and you seeing what the big bro bringing forth, you have that you have that discernment now. Now your job is to apply it and to, be able to dissect it, correct it when you see the correction need to be made. You feel me? Okay? So Ham, after the flood, Cain before the flood. All right. Class will be starting in 30 minutes. I think so. I don't know. Bantu Princess, I would like for you to be present, please. Tell, you know what I'm saying? I know your situation. I know there's a lot going on, but you know, like the Father says, you put whoever before me, I'm gonna put that before the Father. I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying? So just be on the lookout. You know, just come to class. Send me an email so I can make sure that you are there. Okay? So with that being said, people, it's your brother man from the motherland. I came to you guys live. It's time for us to humble ourselves. It's time for us to get back into the foundation of serving the Father according to the Father, seeking his name. His name is not no European, not Yah, Yahweh, Yahushua, Ahaya, all of these fallen deities. It's not that name. You keep calling on those names, you will remain the tail and not the head. You will continue being prideful, because when you call on the devil comes inside of you and he secretly make you prideful. That's why he fell. That's why you fall. That's why you still falling. That's why you're not rising. But for us, the Bantus, oh, we gonna rise. And we gonna rise to the top. Mm-mm. 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 But yeah, man, it's your brother man from the motherland. I came to you guys live. You know who I am. I am Mr. What? Keep my foot. And I'm saying this in all humbleness too, on you heathens, you he-gros, and the newly installed heathenites next. Are you dumb or are you dumb? Father, say one time for the one time. And I'ma holler at y'all. One.